Good morning, okay, and 7:34. Happy Thursday to you. We always enjoy hanging out with the local businesses that are around, and a lot of the local businesses have the resources and the connectivity of big national players that can really get you
Yes.
some top-notch resources depending on your needs. And there's financial needs, right? Here's an unfortunate stat: we're all going to die, and that's
Aw.
going to happen at some point. And so, life insurance might need to be part of the conversation, or
We
at
all
least it
need
should
it.
be
Yes.
in some way, shape, or form. The regional vice president, Mike Barbero of Primerica Huntersville, in their new office grand opening, joins us this morning. Mike, how are you?
Great. How are you?
Good. Thanks for joining us this morning. Excited for the grand opening. It is in Huntersville, is where the office is located at, right?
Yeah, it's 15905 Brookway Drive.
Okay. Is that
It's right off of
23,
North Cross.
25? Whereabouts, just generally speaking, is that abouts located?
It's off of North Cross Drive Road, uh, near Megart and those businesses.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Uh,
great spot.
absolutely. Right
in
there
that
between
yeah, in
25 and
that
20.
cluster of offices there, but just under 2,000 square feet. We're opening up in.
Now, Mike, how did you get into this particular space? So you're regional vice president there at Primerica. So kind of walk us through your journey. How did you get to be with Primerica, and how did you get into this kind of financial insurance kind of space in general as well?
Well, it's funny. I used to own a bar in Connecticut originally. I'm from Connecticut originally, and I got down in North Carolina 17 years ago in Huntersville. We moved here for my wife's work, and she was nice enough to take me with her. But we got down here, and I had to figure out what I wanted to do. Um, and, and this company came to me and offered to get me licensed and uh, pretty much pay for licensing. And the concepts they teach, the fundamentals for finance, really aligned with what my dad taught me growing up. So I had an IRA when I was 20, and I started contributing monthly, and thank God I did. So I put together a plan with them, uh, and it worked so well for us and my family that I decided I needed to share that with other people.
On Primerica's website, in the middle of the homepage, I see kind of three pillars, if you would: term life insurance, investing for the future, and debt solutions. Do you say that? Would you say that kind of accurately throws together the main services that Primerica offers?
Yeah, so absolutely. We're building financial freedom since 1977, and we're helping people get, first of all, financially literate, and then we're helping them apply that knowledge that we give them to putting together a customized, confidential, and best of all, complimentary financial plan. They don't pay me a dime directly. Clients don't uh, work with me. There's no $1,000, $1,500 put together plan, but it's going to cover the whole financial house to help them build that financial house from foundation to roof. I often said that my dad was a general contractor. He uh, he didn't start houses with the roof, right? He'd be out of business a long time ago. He started with the foundation, and that's where we go from foundation to roof. Well, income protection, which is life insurance, debt elimination, college plan, retirement plan, other goals and dreams, the roof of the house. And we want to make sure people are, God forbid, something happens too soon, somebody gets taken away from their family, they are properly protected. They can replace the income that is gone after that tragedy happens. I call it the last love letter to leave your family. That's the foundation, but we also want to make sure, assuming they live a long, healthy life, which we hope they do, that they don't run out of money, which is people's biggest fear when it comes to retirement is, am I going to run out of money? It's actually a bigger fear than death, I hear.
It's definitely part of it, but the death conversation is real. A question for you: so, Primerica, do you guys have your own term life insurance product, or are you fulfilling other carriers' products as part of your
Good
your service?
question. Yeah, no, we have our own customized. It's customized for the client, and the best part about it is, our term contracts are a lot different than most. We have what's called, I call it, guaranteed renewable term, because once you qualify for it, you'll stay qualified even if we have to do another term product at the end of the first term. without answering health questions, they qualify at the same health rate class they did initially, even if they're sick, even if they happen to get sick or something happens in that first term period.
We're talking with Mike Barbero of Primerica. The new Huntersville office is located. Give us the deets on the grand opening, Mike. Are we talking about clowns and blow up balloons? What are we talking about? It's going to be hanging out there at Primerica.
Oh, it's going to be exciting. We're really excited. I work with 5 other RVPs, by the way. We share that space and we all work together. We've been working with some of these people for years. Great influence on me, great mentorship. But as far as the details of the grand opening, we're having it's July 18th from 5 p.m. till 8 p.m. We're going to have hot dogs, hamburgers, barbecue, pulled pork sandwiches, ice cream, cotton candy for kids, adult beverages, children's beverages, cornhole, bouncy house for the kids. I think there's going to be other games too involved for kids, especially just to bring the families out. We are a middle income family. Our niche is helping middle income families and small business owners. We really want to introduce the new office space to the families. I've invited a lot of my clients. I've invited a lot of potential clients, a lot of people from my networking groups. I want to get there and just have fun, just have a fun night and maybe better understand the culture of Primerica and what we're all about.
Next Friday, July 18th, 5 to 8 p.m. The new office there on Brookway Drive. That's off North Cross, so you can get to it from exit 25 there, kind of near. If you go past the Outback Steakhouse and all that, and the Meg Art and all that kind of territory of office space there. A great opportunity to meet Mike and the other providers there. So for life insurance, is it a complicated process to get a policy with Primerica then, since it is your own product? Do you guys make people jump through a bunch of hoops to get it done?
No, I mean, all they do have to initially answer some health questions. We have products for. We have a product for people that are afraid of needles or something like that, or for a physical. We have a quick turnaround product that they can qualify for if that's the case. But in general, it's just answering some health questions, going through an application, and we really I want to emphasize we work within people's budgets. So if people think that they don't get insurance because there's a lot of families don't have insurance, believe it or not. They may think they can't afford it. We can work within their budget and get them something to qualify. So it's really straightforward. It's not a big deal. I try to insist on people, try to get it as young as you can. You're never going to get any younger. It's never going to get any cheaper at a certain age. So you want to lock something in. And we have a 35-year term for people that qualify for that.
Wow.
A lot of education probably required in
Yes.
that process. Mike, you mentioned you guys do financial plans for folks and all that. How deep can the education go? Do you guys have sit down courses like a classroom? I can meet other degenerates in the area that haven't been doing the right decisions and we all get together in kumbaya? Or how does the education piece really work with Primerica?
Really, it starts with us. And we sit down with a family or a person, individual, single mom, divorced mom. It doesn't matter. Anybody that needs it, we'll sit down with them first, teach basic concepts, rule of 72, dollar cost averaging, diversification. We'll put together portfolios based on their situation. We'll just educate them on how money works. We have a whole book called How Money Works. It's a lot of pictures in it. We have a QR code on it where people can watch videos on the concepts, and it's very interactive, very educational in nature. But based on that education, it's going to hopefully take the fear away from people when it comes to investing and finance. And we partner with the mainstream companies, the Franklin Templetons of the world, the American funds, the Invescos, the annuity companies we've partnered with, managed accounts we have for advisory products, all different money managers that most people don't have resources to meet with those people, because a lot of financial companies, those kinds of financial companies, they want you to have a lot of money to begin with. I call ourselves a wealth creation company instead of a wealth management company. We can manage the wealth later, but we're here to create it first.
Mike Barbero, he is the Regional Vice President, Primerica Huntersville office, the grand opening taking place next Friday, July 18th, 5 to 8 p.m. fun for the whole family. Great opportunity to meet Mike and the
Yes.
team, and also to get a little bit of education. It's good. It's cool to learn, and it's
Yeah.
cool to
And
know.
have some fun while you're doing it,
And you
too.
got to learn. You got to be taught some of these principles. And life insurance is such an important concept as well. Mike, thanks for joining us this morning. We really appreciate you stopping by.
I appreciate the time. Thank you guys for the opportunity.
Fireworks? Yes, please. The real sparks fly when we're back. Stick around.
Country happenings in Boone's Embrace. Greystone Lodge with its gentle grace. Concierge level service so fine in the heart of mountains where trees align.
Hark! LKN. Happy
Well done. Yeah, that
Thursday.
Great use of word of the
8:35.
day.
It's one of our favorite segments of the week. High Country
That's
Happenings.
right.
We get a look on the inside of what is happening across the High Country. None better than Greystone Lodge, Gray, GreystoneLodge.com. Beautiful boutique hotel located in Boone, North Carolina. 15% standard discount when you use the WSIC News app. There's the link there in the local deals section there with our business. Katie Joe joins us this morning. I bet that right now, is the weather perfect or is it just about perfect in the High Country right now?
Just about perfect. We have a little bit of rain showers, but then it's going to open up and be sunny, of course. But you know how Boone is. You wait 5 minutes and the weather will change.
There's
And
no
luckily
doubt
we
about that.
Every time.
Yeah,
How did 4th of
Yeah.
July go, Katie Joe?
it went wonderful. The weather was perfect and beautiful, and it was just a wonderful time with all the different events happening from Boone to Banner, Blowing Rock, and people coming up and just having a wonderful time up here in High Country.
It's probably unique because right, most people in their day to day, they're not in like necessarily the hospitality space, Katie Joe, where they're seeing all these families come, create memories, have a great time. What's that like for you to see all the variety of families that come through Greystone Lodge throughout the entire year?
It's really quite amazing. There's so many different people from so many different places, and I love learning, what made them choose Boone, and what they're going to be doing during the day, and things like that. It's really fun just to see, kind of see the area through somebody's eyes that hasn't ever been here before. It kind of gives you a new perspective on it, and kind of reminds you of how beautiful and how wonderful this area actually is, and the community and everything. So it's really nice to have that eye-opening experience again.
And so for those who haven't been to the High Country, Katie Joe, is there anything going on like this weekend or next week? Anything at all that would be of interest for folks?
Wow, we have got so much happening this weekend. It is crazy. So we have the Highland Games happening up on Grandfather Mountain, which I'm sure y'all are familiar with. So there's going to be bagpipes, athletes, there's going to be dancing, Celtic music, and there's just going to be wonderful celebration of Scottish culture. And it's one of the most highly acclaimed Highland Games in the country. It's a really big deal up here. Yeah, so it's happening now. So if you want to take a quick trip up to the area and stay at Greystone Lodge and go up to the Highland Games and experience that up there on beautiful Grandfather Mountain, it'd be a wonderful time. And then, of course, I've talked about this a lot on the show, Horn in the West. So opening day is July 10th, which is also this weekend as well. So Horn in the West is the nation's longest-running Revolutionary War outdoor drama. It kind of brings to life the story of the pioneers and like Daniel Boone and the Cherokee Allies and the people that settled in the Blue Ridge Wilderness. And it's just a wonderful thing to kind of have a little bit of history if you want to. Whenever I go on vacation, sometimes I like to also sprinkle in a little bit of the history of the area as well. So it's a really good option for people who are interested in that as well. That's a lot of fun.
And so that's like literally like a show, like you can go
Yeah.
and see and learn about the history of
One of
Horn in
those
the
I
West.
saw as a kid too. So yeah, it's been around for a long time.
It is. It's incredible. Their costumes, the acting, everything. It's incredible.
One of the cool things that we've talked about in the past that I think they've got the event going on, Price Lake. I mean,
Yeah.
the idea of boating at night is a very cool concept. Why not with the
Under the
moonlight?
full moon. I know.
Yeah.
Very cool.
I know. I love night times up here in the mountains in the summer where, it's cool. You can see all the stars. There's no light pollution. There's no traffic noise or anything like that. So we've got the Price Lake Full Moon Paddle again. So it's going to be July 10th and 11th. You can kind of experience Price Lake under the full moon. And they provide everything for you. You can rent the canoe, a double kayak, or a single kayak. And they provide paddles, life jackets, headlamps, everything. So you want to definitely reserve that in advance because it is a very popular thing to do, obviously.
In addition to the name Daniel Boone, a very popular name in the High Country, Doc Watson.
Big name.
Big name in the High Country. They have an event coming up as well, do they not? Doc Watson's crew?
do. Yeah, so the Doc and Rosalie Watson Music Fest, it's typically held at a different location in Boone that was affected by the hurricane, so they had to move it this year to the Appalachian Theater, but that doesn't mean that it's not going to be just as wonderful. They've got some amazing bands coming, and you can come out and support the Music Fest, and all the proceeds will support future events for the Doc and Rosalie Watson Folk Art Museum. So there's going to be the Kruger Brothers, Charles Welch, a band called, I think, Scythian or Scythian. There's a lot of wonderful names that are coming to that. And that's going to be July 11th. So come on up for a little weekend and experience some wonderful mountain culture up here this weekend.
North Carolina has a lot of great music. The high country being no different, and always a lot of great artists that come through. You've also got Joan Osborne and Lisa Loeb coming through.
Yeah, it's 90s kids. Get excited about that one.
Yes, we do. So there's going to be, everybody's been talking about this. I was actually at the Shaker Center last night, and people are getting excited about it. That's going to be this Friday, July 10th, 7:30. So you can join them at the Shaker Center for a night celebrating 30 years since their iconic albums. So you can experience those timeless hits that define an era, and some fresh tunes in there as well. So it's going to be a lot of fun. People are really excited about that.
There's also a fun concept that some people are into. The annual Fairy Day as well is also coming up here. This is a fun time to get everybody kind of dressed up and have a little bit of magical excitement, huh?
Yes, this is such a cute little thing to bring your children to. So we talk about the Daniel Boone Native Gardens a lot on here, and they're doing an annual Fairy Day on July 12th at 1. So you can get your costumes. There's going to be a good time, and they'll have henna, fairy hair, face painting. There's going to be vendors selling whimsical, inspired arts and crafts and live entertainment from dancers and musicians. That's going to be a really fun thing if you have your children in the high country this weekend visiting. A little fun thing for them to go to.
And if you go throughout the high country, probably because of all the inspiration that's there, just the majestic beautiness of all. There's a lot of art throughout the high country too, and so there's an art event coming up too in Blowing Rock.
Yes. So Art in the Park in Blowing Rock is going to be on July 12th. You're not going to want to miss that either. There's a lot happening this weekend, and this is a big one too. So Art in the Park, it's kind of blossomed into a vibrant showcase. There's going to be so many artists displaying handcrafted works from jewelry, pottery, fiber art, glass creations, photography, and paintings. So it's going to be a wonderful time. So apparently it's an expert jury selection that these are just some select artists that are the top of, the top of their art, whether it's the glass creations or the jewelry, pottery, they're the best. So they're going to be in Blowing Rock this weekend. It's going to be fun. Maybe get some Christmas gifts early.
Something we consistently talk about, Katie Jo, because I'm needy. So when I drive up to the mountains, right, I definitely want to have some entertainment, some great things to do during the day. My belly starts rumbling at some point, though. I get a little hungry. I get a little cranky if I don't eat right. You guys have some great local partnerships that really help people get a full experience. How are the local partnerships going these days?
Oh, wonderful. I am just so happy to recommend all of our local partnerships to our guests, from Lost Province and Coyote Kitchen to Sunrise Grill for breakfast if you missed our breakfast at the Greystone. There's just so many wonderful restaurants that we have partnered. Peppers is one of a big name up here too. So we kind of have a little bit for everybody. And there's so many wonderful local restaurants up here to begin with. There's a lot of new ones popping up too on King Street. So
you get to experience kind of those authentic, mom and pop true.
Well, where the locals go to,
Yeah.
not just the chains, but you guys have the insights on where all the locals eat.
And it's as easy as what is it? I just show the room key and then boom, they know exactly, that I get a discount at that point. Is that how easy it is, Kjo?
that's how easy it is. That is correct.
All right. Greystone Lodge, GRAY, GreysstoneLodge.com. Beautiful boutique hotel located in Boone, North Carolina. Don't forget your standing 15% discount is available for you on the WSIC News app. Call Katie Jo, too, if you've got maybe like a group. She's the one who handles like the group stuff, too. How many minimum, Katie Jo? 150, 200? How many minimum you want together in a single group?
No group is too small for me. I love the little smaller groups as well for family reunions or just friends coming up, too. I'll work with everybody.
Very cool. Katie Jo, Greystone Lodge. Thanks, Katie Jo. Have a great week. Look forward to chatting next week.
Absolutely.
High country nights and the fire's burning warm. Greystone Lodge welcomes all who come round the door. Concierge service, they know what you need. In Boone you'll find peace, let your worries recede.